Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be replanting my Phalaenopsis on my palms. So actually I'm going to be doing some Phalaenopsis and two Dendrobiums. This is one of them here. This is a Dendrobium nobile. I got her a few months ago and her flowers fell off. She's ready to be planted on my palm. So I'm going to prep these up. I am going to show you, and then I will take you to my backyard and show you how I plant them on my palms. I've had a lot of requests for these, especially for the Phalaenopsis orchids, so I just want to show everyone how I get them prepped and ready to go. I made a video on these about a month ago, and I did it on some Dendrobiums. Let me show you the Phalaenopsis because it's one of the most popular orchids that get put on trees here in South Florida, and I've got a lot of questions on those, so I want to cover that. I want to cover the Phalaenopsis, how I replant them mostly on this video. So just to teach you guys, I had a lot of questions and I hope I can answer them all. If not, leave me comments below, and I don't mind doing these over. I always have many orchids that I want to put on my palms, so it's not, you know, not a big deal to me. So anyway, I've been collecting these for the last few months, and let me just show you. I like to keep my Phalaenopsis orchids when the flowers fall, and I want to keep them under my porch for a little while, just to get them, you know, to fertilize them and to get them into health before I attach them. So I like to keep this little plastic container, and I get these at the nurseries, and I just place them here and just let them sit. Now I do not remove the spike. I am one of those people that does not like to cut spikes, so I will be leaving all my spikes there as I attach them to my palm. I've noticed that these spikes do rebloom, and they actually rebloom faster. So if I were to cut it, I know I have one here that I had to cut it because it was dry. If I were to cut it and I would attach it, it'll probably take longer to rebloom than if I leave it. And I leave it intact just how it is. So, alright, so I'll put these aside. Let me go over the supplies that I'll be using today. So first of all, I'm going to be using the shears and the scissors. And I always make sure, and I can't stress this more, make sure that your shears and your scissors are disinfected. You don't want to spread any type of fungus infections or bacteria from one orchid to the other. So just take an alcohol swab and just disinfect the shears and the scissors really, really good. So I do this every time that I am going to cut anything on my orchids. I just take the alcohol and just these little swabs from CVS or Walgreens, and I just disinfect everything really good. And I always like to just torch it. So just in case there's anything that I missed, I like to just, you know, torch them really, really good. Take me out. Yeah. So I just like to torch everything good. Alright, so I will be using the shears to cut any dry roots or any dry stems or spikes, and I will be using the scissor to also cut and also to cut my pantyhose. Alright, so let me go over the supplies. So you need the shears and scissors, you need the alcohol swabs, you need a little lighter or a torch. I like to use the pantyhose, so I use a knee-high that I get you know, Publix, Walgreens, any one of those places. I like using the knee-high because it's not so long like an actual pantyhose. And I will use the scissors here to just make a little cut so that my Phalaenopsis fits in, or my Dendrobium fits in the little pocket. Okay. So these pantyhose, I like, you know, a lot of questions. They do disintegrate. So in a few months or even like a year, there's going to be nothing left of the pantyhose. But you know what? It gives it a nice firm hold on the palm. It gives it a nice, you know, if you use the fishing wire or you use the green tie wrap, sometimes that is not so strong. And this pocket here will actually hold. It will actually hold the entire, you know, the entire root system on the outside. I like for the root system on the inside to be attached to the palm so that these roots here can just grab on. So this is a nice secure hold on them. The pantyhose, I like to use it, and you know, you can use fish wire, you can use the green tie wrap if you prefer, if you don't like to have this, you know, hanging. It doesn't bother me, and it disappears. In a few months, probably like in a year, it'll just fall off. And by that time, your orchid will be nice and secure on the palm. All right, so I also like to fertilize it before I attach it, and that's what this is for. I have already mixed it in here, but to fertilize it, I always get an orchid fertilizer, and I will actually use the full strength before I put them outside, just because I don't know when is the next time I'm going to fertilize it, if I ever do. If you've watched my other videos, which I will link below, I do not really fertilize once they have attached on the palms. It becomes a little bit of a hassle because I have so many out there that it's just, I'll be all day fertilizing. And you know what? They grow on trees naturally. They're epiphytes. They like to be out there. They like to be attached to palms. And I'm sure nobody goes out to the rainforest and fertilizes them. So they do fine. They get the nutrients from the palms. But I always like to give them just, one good fertilization before I attach them. So fertilizer before, and always using orchids for fertilizer. Very important. All right, so I've mixed, let me just reach for it. I have mixed the 1 capful of the fertilizer already in the gallon of water. And like I've mentioned before, always label them. You don't want anybody, opening them, drinking from it. So just always label that you have fertilizer in here. As you can see, it looks clear like water. At least this one does. And I didn't use it all. I have it, most of it in here. Now this here is my little fertilizer dispenser, and this was actually recommended to me by one of my subscribers, Blanca. She has the same name I do, and I would always use a spray bottle, so I would do like my fingers would like get really tired. So this is actually really good. You pump it a few times, and I got this on Amazon. I'll try to find it and put it in the comments below. If not, it's called a Solo fertilizer pump, or a pump or something. I'll find out and I'll attach it. So it's actually awesome. You don't have to use your fingers, and you can just spray it on. Whoop. Okay, let's see what other ingredients or supplies do I need? Ingredients, I'm not cooking, I am planting. So what other supplies do I need? I've got the pantyhose, I've got the shears and the scissors. Oh, the sphagnum moss. Okay, so if the orchid that you're going to be planting is in bare root, or you wish to remove the sphagnum moss that it originally came in, just use some sphagnum moss, soak it before like I just did. Rinse out the water and just fill up this little pocket with that sphagnum moss, just so you can have that extra hydration in the plant when you plant it. It's really hot, at least it is here in South Florida. It's just hot. It's already hot in its spring. It's like 85 degrees, almost 90 degrees. It's crazy. So they can get really dehydrated really quick. So just put the sphagnum moss in here. You attach it before you plant it, and then at least you know that this will be moist, and it will just keep the plant in hydration. And like I said, I will be doing the Phalaenopsis. I have about 8, and I have 2 dendrobiums that I will be planting. All right, so I am gonna really quickly get them all prepped up. This is gonna be in really fast motion because I don't wanna bore anyone. So just enjoy watching. I'm gonna get everything prepped up to get on my palms. So with all that said, let's get these on the palms, let's get these planted, and I will see you later. Okay, so I'm out here now and I just wanted to show you really quick how I attach them. This one's already attached. If you notice, I still have some roots hanging out, but most of the root system is attached to the tree. And I'm gonna just show you really quick how I'm gonna attach this one. Leave a space between the sphagnum moss and the roots so that these roots can just attach nicely on the tree. So you wanna put roots to bark and just give it a roll. Just around, and then just make a little knot, give it a tight tug, and just come around, and that's it. I mean, it's really simple, guys. The only thing, you want to make sure that it's nice and sturdy, just like this one is. You know, heavy winds and rain are coming. It's going to be summer soon, and hopefully, cross our fingers, we won't get any hurricanes. The knee-high will keep it nice and secure on the tree. If you don't like the knee-high, you can use a fishing string or a green tie wrap. That will also work. Just make sure that you tie it up, tie it up really well. Just like this one is. This one's nice and secure, and that's it. Left my stem on. There's sphagnum moss to keep everything moist. I fertilized before I attached. I will give you updates as soon as I start getting anything. As soon as these roots start attaching or I start getting some blooms, I will keep you guys updated. And this is it. This is pretty simple, guys. So if you want to try it, if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.